So we have a major update coming out of the Volt Inu camp. If you haven't heard the news, the team announced earlier this week that they're going to be doing a migration of their smart contract to another smart contract. And they posted a Medium article, which we're going to go through in a second, in which they say one of the main reasons to do this migration is to get on more centralized exchanges. They saw that was something that was causing them some issues, is the amount of zeros that they had were preventing them to get on their centralized exchanges. And they're also doing some updates to the taxes and tokenomics. So we'll take a look at that. If you're part of the Volt Army, do me a favor, smash this like button and share it with people on Twitter, because look, I'm not a fan of migrations. A lot of people aren't fans of migrations, but sometimes they are needed in order to better the token. And like I said, after reading this article, and we'll go through it together, one of the reasons that the team is doing it is to improve the token and to get the token readily available to be listed on more exchanges. But let's take a look at what is said here. So they say one of the main changes that this migration will generate is a supply decrease. The current supply will be divided by 1 billion, which will lead to a price increase of the Volt token. Price will be multiplied by 1 billion. This will allow us to reach one of the main objections of the goal, which is to remove 9 zeros. And then you can see here they say, however, we would like to point out that the market cap and the USD value of your investment will both remain unchanged after the migration. So your price won't increase, but the amount of zeros that Volt has will decrease quite a bit. And like I said, this is one of the main things that centralized exchanges ask for, is a certain amount of zeros in front of the tokens. So we will carry out this migration with a partner who has already done successful migrations. This migration will take place the first week of April 2022. The current plan is to run the main migration for 1 week, during which you will simply have to approve a transaction that will send your Volt V1 tokens to the migration address and automatically send back Volt V2 tokens to your wallet. So if you're a holder, it's going to be a 1 week period where you just hit approve, and it's going to send your Volt tokens to an address, and it will send back the correct Volt V2 tokens, the exact amount, back to your wallet. Now, this is why I wanted to make this video, because some people do get lost or might be offline for a week. For those who missed this main migration, it will still be possible to migrate your Volt V1 tokens at any time in the future. However, all the people migrating after the main 1 week period is over will no longer receive their Volt V2 tokens instantly, but will have to wait a period of up to 1 month in order to receive their Volt V2 tokens, as all these subsequent migrations will have to be manually checked and approved. So you do need to send it in that 1 month or that 1 week period if you want it instantly. If not, you could wait up to a month, which obviously you don't want that to happen, because there's so many things that can take place in a month in the crypto space. The verification process aims at preventing any malicious attempts. Indeed, at the end of the main migration week, an announcement will be made mentioning that any Volt V1 buy after that time will not be honored and will not be converted into Volt V2. So after the main migration period, if you buy Volt V1, you're going to lose that money. That money, that those tokens are not worth anything. So it's very important to know that the once it moves to Volt V2, only buy Volt V2 tokens if you want to buy Volt. Let's see. This is important. So it says that there's not going to be any existing or any interruptions on Uniswap or PancakeSwap. In fact, the only time trading will be interrupted is at the end of the main 1 week migration period. At that moment, 1 to 2 hours trading will be paused while liquidity is added to the new liquidity pools. For those holding Volt on centralized exchanges, the migration will be done automatically. So it's going to be done automatically on centralized exchanges. But if you're holding it in Trust Wallet, MetaMask, Uniswap, you name it, you're going to have to manually do it. There will be no tax. The transfer tax will be applied during the migration. There will be no transfer tax applied during the migration as well. Now, new features and major benefits. Centralized exchange listings, as I mentioned. Centralized exchanges are the main reason and benefit of this migration. The fact that our current price is 19 decimals is causing a lot of troubles for many centralized exchanges who will be listing us. Therefore, by removing 9 zeros/decimals of our price, it will put us in a perfect position to be listed from a technical point of view on all the existing centralized exchanges. As you can imagine, we would not proceed with such a migration if we just wanted to be listed on centralized exchanges. And really, like, the thing that happened was Volt got listed on MEXC, and they weren't able to list Volt because there was too many decimals. So Volt was like, hey, we're going to make this, we're going to change it. There's a tax conversion. It's going to help with burns. And also, it's going to allow the token to get a decentralized autonomous organization, otherwise known as a DAO. So this is in here as well, but I really wanted to highlight, those are the benefits of it. I really wanted to highlight the fact that there's going to be a 1 week period. There's going to be a 1 week period where you can send your Volt V1 tokens. You have to hit approve. You'll send your Volt V1 tokens to a wallet. It will then send back Volt V2 tokens. If you wait till after that one week period, it could take up to a month in order to receive your Volt V2 token. So very, very important there. And also, Volt V1 purchases made after that 1 week period will not be honored and will not be converted into Volt V2. So I wanted to make this because, look, a lot of people might miss the migration, might not hear about it, might be taking time off, might not know what to do. So I wanted to make this video just as an educational video. So share us around with the Volt Army. Let them know that the migration is happening here in the first week of April. And yeah, we'll be covering this more on the channel. So the Volt migration is happening. It's a major update for the Volt community. As you saw, it's going to help with a few things like getting listed on more centralized exchanges, instilling and creating a DAO, having certain things with buybacks and burns. So good things for the Volt Inu community. And I'm excited to see who they're going to be partnering with to do the migration. I think that's always important. Hopefully they use a solid provider in the crypto space. But let me know your thoughts on this, on the Volt Inu migration that's taking place this week. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Thanks so much for your support. See you guys soon. Peace.